Hello, this is Tom with the Tractor Rescue Ranch. I am back at my friend Scott's house. He has been out doing the subsoiling out in his pasture, and this 2470 case needs some attention. He's having trouble with the fuel lines. Evidently, the guy that owns this tractor, when he bought it, said there was a bunch of junk in the fuel tanks, and so he keeps plugging fuel filters up, and now we got air in the lines. So we are going to go through it and see if we can clean out the fuel lines, the fuel tanks, and clean out the fuel lines and try to stop. There's some leaks in the fuel lines where I think it's sucking some air, getting air into the system. So we're going to go through the whole fuel system from the tanks all the way up to the injector pump. So here's what things look like on the bottom. These tanks have like a sediment bowl there for the junk to settle into the bottom. So we're going to start by pumping all the good fuel out from the surface, and then we'll drain the bottom of these fuel tanks. There's one on either side. And then what it's got is, it's got a big connector pipe that goes across, and everything there looks okay. But then on top of that is the hose that goes up to the engine area. And I don't know, this is all wet down here. I think it might be, I don't know if it's diesel fuel that's leaking here or if it's oil coming from up above, coming from that transmission. I'm not sure which it is, but we'll take it apart right here after we get the oil out of it and look at these hoses from there up. Got that started there, and it's straight water to start with. Okay, so this is the hose. They used to have a filter in here and it was eliminated. There's plenty of filters, but that's the hose we came out, and I'll bet that's where the air was coming from right there. It's loose enough that I can just grab that slick hose and twist it, so I'll bet that's where the air was coming from. Okay, we got new fuel line. You can see it right there. That goes all the way to the tanks there. And then this side, we got new fuel line coming up from there, from the electric fuel pump, and going up. We got that fuel pump mounted, and so it's not just dangling there. And so these wires to run that fuel pump, after we try this out and everything, we're going to run those wires into the cab so the fuel pump automatically turns on when you turn the key on. So it started right up after we bled that fuel system, and seems to be running good, but we won't know until we go put it under a load. We're going to run it out to the field and put it under a load and make sure that fuel system keeps up. this is where he's been subsoiling. That tractor was pulling really hard with 3 tines on it, so we pulled the center one out. He'll just be doing 2 now. It just simply amazes me how much horsepower it takes to run them subsoilers. He's running in a faster gear than he was before, but it's still working that motor pretty good. But it looks like we got the fuel problem taken care of. Stuff like this is what you got to go through when you're working on and with equipment that's been sitting for a long time. Well, he's back to tilling now. Hopefully he can get it done before winter sets in fully. You can see up on the mountains there in the background that there's a little bit of snow. We had a little snow here in the valley. Anyway, back to work until the next problem pops up. Thanks for watching.